Okay, I wasn't sure if I was going to vlog because this is my first video back since Ireland and the absolute debacle that happened after I got home. Hi, I'm Mare. I am still here, and I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in so long, but I'm not really sorry because I was very sick. Sickest I've been in 4 years. If you're new here, hi, welcome. I am vlogging, and I'm not looking at you because I don't need to look at the camera. You can watch me drive. Just pretend you're sitting in the passenger seat, and I look at you occasionally and go, hey, how you doing? But I usually try to vlog when I'm running somewhere because I just have a very super crazy life, busy, and especially lately, holy crap, you guys, I am working every day until next Tuesday. I don't have a day off. Well, I have the weekend off, but maybe not. I might end up only having Sunday off. I'm uncertain at this point. But right now, as it stands, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week. Saturday, I am doing a 5K trail race, but it is walk friendly and I am walking it. So don't worry that I've been sick and I'm doing a 5K. I'm using it as I'm just going to walk and take my time. It'll probably take me like an hour to do it, and I don't care. I know I can walk that. I've done that race like 2 or 3 times too, so don't worry about me. I've done it before. But I have a 5K, and my husband's like, are you crazy? This is the sickest you've been in over 4 years, and you're doing a 5K like a couple weeks after being sick. But on the upside, I don't know if you can tell by my face and my neck and my arms even, I have lost so much weight. How cool is it when you get back from vacation and you actually lost like 6 pounds? It's pretty cool. So, where to start? Hi, I'm Mare. I'm usually recording videos at home somewhere, but lately I've been doing a lot of vlogs. And I've also been doing a lot of my gym and workout and going to the gym vlogs. I have not done those lately because, I hit that bump every time. Listen, now you know where I am, right? Okay, my regular vlog watchers know exactly where I am that I hit that bump. Where was I? Where was I? Answer in the comments. I was coming back from the vet office. Anyway, I do have oh my God, this is so frustrating because I have so much content I want to do. I have so much I want to review. I was so looking forward to getting back from my week in Dublin with my husband and getting right back into recording and vlogging and doing everything. And someone at the Rammstein concert gave me COVID. There, I said it. True story, yes. And I know it wasn't just me because I'm going to do a whole what I bought in Ireland video, so that's coming. Don't worry, because I have to do that because I got so much cool stuff. I'm going to do a whole whiskey review video. Well, there's probably going to be several whiskey review videos. We bought a lot of whiskey home. We didn't bring as much home as we could have. My husband could have brought 5 bottles, and I'm kind of like, I wanted him to bring back 5 bottles, but he was getting of all people, my husband getting that's enough whiskey. I'm like, that's not enough whiskey. There's so many bottles I should have brought home. There are 5 more bottles I easily would have brought home very happily, but it would have been a lot more money again, and we spent a lot of money at the whiskey reserve. If you want to see some of my pictures before I do the videos and everything, and some pictures from Ireland and stuff, I did post on my Instagram, and when you are on my homepage and you see the banner, there's actually a little link to my Instagram, but also down in the description box I have a link tree. But my Instagram is NiteMare Bliss, but the E's in Nightmare are spelled with a 3. So it's NIT3MAR3 Bliss. So yeah, I think I couldn't use my name. I don't know who would have used my name or why. It's probably a bot who has my actual name. I never looked it up. Anyway, so yeah, we went to Rammstein on Sunday night, and I met so many cool people. I don't want to spoil it because that's for another video, but I did meet several people who I now am friends with on Instagram, and I'm in a Facebook group called Rom Girls Travel, and these are a whole bunch of girls who support each other and help each other and look out for each other and keep each other safe. They offer people places to stay when they are following the band on tour and things like that. It's really, really cool. It's a cool little community, and everybody was so nice. And I met so many cool people, and they actually helped me be in the second row of the fire zone. So I was in the second row. I wasn't right against the barrier. I was just behind it, and I was basically at the barrier though. So it was as close as you can possibly be to the band, which is pretty cool. But I don't want, like I said, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I just wanted to say that to say I met very cool people who I stayed in touch with on Instagram, and it turns out one of the people I stayed in touch with also ended up sick and posted on Instagram like maybe a day or two after I got home, said, okay, which one of you FKERS got me sick at Rammstein? And I'm like, oh my God, I got sick too. So that night I wasn't feeling great, and I thought it was just from the sun. And then Monday we just were in the hotel, and I didn't really want to go anywhere or do anything, but we went for a walk. It was our last day there, and I was like, I just want to chill and I want to pack. I don't want to do a lot. Like some people like to cram in all this stuff on their last day. I did not want to do that. Plus, we were tired from the show, and again, when I do the video reviewing the show, you'll see why we were so tired. We were standing out in the sun. We were literally out in the sun for longer than I've ever been out in the sun at one stretch, I think. And you know I don't like the sun, so I did not enjoy that part of it. And I don't think I would ever do that again. I am well past my standing for hours to get right up against the stage standing. Again, that'll be another video. I got to stop talking about it. I'll just talk about the whole thing. But too much sun. And my husband did say Monday, he goes, yeah, your face is really red. You did get, my face, but I wasn't sunburned. I did have sunscreen on and everything, so I wasn't sunburned or anything, but he said, yeah, you're very red and you look like you got a lot of sun. And we didn't have water. The security guys at the show actually walked along and gave us all in the front 2 rows. They were giving us little cups of water, and thank God, because I think I probably would have passed out at some point. But I was so dehydrated. It was just ridiculous. I was like super, super dehydrated. And I think I just never really got my hydration back, which I think didn't help with me getting sick afterwards. So Monday was not bad. We ended up walking to Dublin Bay and walking along the whole beach. We had sorbet. I had these amazing sea salt and vinegar potato chips that I'm going to talk about in another video too. And they're made with Irish sea salt and sweet Irish vinegar, and I found them online to order, and they are not cheap, but my husband loves them, so I got him some. And the funny thing is, I'm not a fan of salt and vinegar, and I thought they were delicious. So apparently they're opening a Wawa over here. That's nice, but I'll probably never go to this one because it's going to be batshit crazy busy all the time, all hours of the day and night, and all the tourists are going to be going there. What's great is it'll maybe make my little Wawa less crazy busy, which I'm all for. So Monday, yeah, we walked 5 miles on Monday. And I thought, and I felt pretty good. I was tired, but then again, it was warm that day. It was partly cloudy and it was great, but then it got sunny out and I started feeling really sick in the sun. And I was drinking, believe me, you guys, I drank so much water on this trip. I did not eat a lot on the entire trip. It's probably the least I've ever eaten on a vacation, to the point where my husband was worried. He's like, are you okay? I'm like, I just don't want food. I don't know. The whole time I was there, I just didn't want food. But I also have that fear that I've talked about in videos where I travel and I'm afraid to eat because I have such a sensitive stomach and I have so many food sensitivities that if I don't know the ingredients, and the thing is, what's really nice is in Europe, I don't have to worry about it as much. And I usually have no trouble with the food in Europe. And Paris, I had 0 problems. Paris was amazing. But there was one of the first days in Ireland, I don't know what I ate. I didn't eat anything that should have upset my stomach, and I had stomach cramps, and I was like, I need to stay near a bathroom. And after that, I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna like keep myself alive on this trip. I'm not eating a lot. So I literally barely ate most days. I would pick at some food, but I barely ate the whole time I was there. And I was fine. I mean, we ended up, if you're worried that I didn't eat, don't worry about that, because I walked a total of 36 miles in 6 days. Well, the trip total was 7 days technically, but 2 of those days were spent, 1 day in complete was spent at airports, which is a lot of walking actually. The airport walking is cuckoo crazy. We must have walked like 2 miles just through airports. But yeah, so we did 36 miles walking all over Dublin. The only public transport we took was we took a taxi to the from the airport to the hotel, and from the hotel to the airport. And then Saturday afternoon, we did the hop on, hop off bus, which is really cool. It's like one of those double-decker buses. And we got on that and we rode the loop around to see all the sights and take pictures and stuff. We sat up top. And that day I got a ton of sun too. So for a person who's never in the sun, and I know I don't look tan, but this is tan for me, I took all my sunscreen with me, and I was like, I coated, thankfully before Rammstein, I coated myself with sunscreen. I just absolutely like drenched myself with sunscreen before the concert, because I knew we were going to be standing outside, and thankfully like I did not get burnt at all at the concert or anything, so that was cool. But it doesn't mean that I didn't get like baked in the sun to the point where, you know, I was just cooking the whole time I was there, and it really did kind of get to me. It made me feel kind of like really sick. And by the end of the concert, like I said, I was very dehydrated and I felt really icky and not so good. So it would have been great. I think I would have felt a lot better if I had like a Gatorade at the concert or something. The problem is when you're in the second row, you can't leave because you'll never get back to where you were. So once you are firmly embedded in your spot, wherever you are, you have to stay there and you can't go anywhere. So I'm like, well, we're stuck here now, so we can't go get water, we can't go get a drink, we can't get anything. But shout out to the guy at RDS Arena who is in all my pictures, the one security guy who was right in front of us. He was a doll. He was so sweet, and he was giving water to, he was just giving us like a half a cup of water. He was like trying to ration it because there's so many people. But at least just having that little half a cup of water really helped. So that was nice. So shout out to that guy for keeping me from completely passing out. But it was hot. It was miserable. I don't like seeing concerts in the sun, and seeing Rammstein in the sun was like... I'm worried when I do my review of the concert that Rammstein fans are going to come after me and bitch at me. And it's... Look, they better not be like the Swifties, is all I'm going to say. And they shouldn't be. The Rammstein fans should not be like Swifties. Nobody should be like Swifties. They are wrong. They are wrong, and there's something mentally wrong with them, and they have issues. But, there, I said it. But, yeah, they got issues. But here's the thing. Like, Rammstein is this crazy, like, metal, industrial, you know, dance. They have all the flames and the explosions, and they're known for like their whole light show and everything. So it's like when you go see them and it's in the sun, you lose half of the show. Like part of the, like a huge part of their show is like all the explosions and the fire and all this stuff. And it just didn't hit the same with it being like blazing sun through the entire concert for me. But, you know, this is not coming from a metalhead person who goes to like all day metal concerts and shit like that. I mean, I'm a spooky goth girl who likes dark underground clubs that are in basements and everything is painted black. That's what I like. So this is, you know, when I do my review, I have to be like, look, it's just my opinion. Like, you know, to each his own. All the festival type people thought it was freaking awesome, I'm sure. But I saw them in Paris, and when I saw them in Paris, it was a completely different experience. In Paris, it was like light for a while, but then it got dark about halfway through the show. And also I liked that we were in the VIP booth. We were the farthest from the stage you could get, but we got to see like the whole audience. I I'm doing it again. I said I'm going to talk about this in a different video. Okay, not talking about it. I'm stopping. I'm sorry. It's such a huge part of the trip that it's hard to not talk about it. Anyway, so we walked 5 miles on Monday. Tuesday morning, we had to leave the hotel at 9 to get to the airport to make sure. We got there stupid early, guys. We were ridiculously early. But you know what? I was like, at that point, I was not feeling great. So I felt really drained. I felt like heat exhaustion. And I was like, but then the flight home, I felt fine. The airport, I was just really tired. And like I said, I felt like I couldn't get over the heat exhaustion and the being dehydrated. Now here's like, yay me. I'm very proud of this. I knew I didn't feel well on Monday, and my husband had to run out to a store to grab a couple of things. And I said, can you bring me a mask home? Bring me a good mask, because I want to wear it in the cabin, on the plane, and in the airport, because I don't feel well, and I don't know if it's heat exhaustion or if maybe I have a bug. And those of you who know, I'm kind of a germaphobe, and I like wearing a mask on the plane anyways, and I forgot to pack one. I can't believe I didn't take one with me. It was like the one thing I didn't take. I knew I forgot something, and that's what I forgot. Anyways, so that was the one thing I forgot. I still have a cough. My throat is still my voice is still crazy, and I'm still exhausted all the time. I'm getting better, but yeah. So I had my husband bring me a mask, and as soon as I walked out of our hotel room, I had my mask on, because I'm like, I don't know if I'm sick, but if I'm not sick, I know my immunity is going to be down. I don't want to catch anything. If I am sick, I don't want to be that jerk that gives it to a bunch of other people. So yay me, I wore a mask all the way home, on the plane, everything, all the way until we got to the long-term parking. We got the shuttle to our car. Then we got in the car, then I took my mask off. I got home, I was unpacking, I was seeing the dogs, I was running around the house. I felt great on the whole flight. I slept like a rock. I slept so good. The flight was so comfortable. It was a complete opposite of flying back from Paris, which was like the worst flight I've ever been on, to be honest. But yeah, the flight back from Dublin was amazing. And again, I didn't have much of an appetite. That was the big thing, was like, I had no appetite for just the whole trip, really. And my husband was just getting worried. He's like, you're not eating, like, ever. And I said, I know, I don't know. I just don't have an appetite. But I said, I don't feel bad. I mean, I didn't feel bad. It wasn't like something felt wrong. I just didn't want to eat. I don't know. I just didn't have an appetite. I don't know what to tell you. But it wasn't like, I didn't feel like, oh my God, I'm not eating, something's wrong. I was like, I just don't want food. I don't know. It's like when somebody says, do you feel like eating? And you're like, nah, I'm not hungry. Imagine that times like 2 weeks. What a way to kickstart my weight loss, though. So I'm going to be home in about 5 minutes, so I'm going to have to wrap this up. But I just wanted to let you guys know I'm okay and everything. But got home, started unpacking a little bit, and then Tuesday night when I got home, I crashed. I was like full on, like 2 days after the concert, so that's about the right time for incubation. And this is why I wore a mask. I'm so happy. But I think you are really contagious once you show symptoms, though, if I remember right. But I wore a mask anyway, so yay me. Like I said, pat myself on the back, yay. I am really proud to say I think I probably got no one on that plane or in the airport sick. My ears are popping going up my road. I live on a mountain in the middle of nowhere. I always say that in the beginning, and I forgot. Because I was coming back from the bed. Okay, so quickly, from there I went downhill. And then what sucked is I had every day I was booked with dog grooming appointments, because I'm a private dog groomer. I have my own little business. That's what I do. And that's why I'm not recording a lot. Or I want to record, but I'm busy. I do have a job. Go figure. I didn't when I first started my channel. I was like everybody else. Like when I first started uploading a lot in 2020, it's like, yeah, I have, what the hell else I got to do? Nobody can go anywhere or do anything. And even after that for a couple of years. But now my work has gotten very busy. So it's, it's my mental state too. I'm in like such a different place. I want to do a video talking about that, like a vlog or get ready with me or something, talking about mentally, like how different of a place I'm in now than in the last couple of years. And it's kind of cool because it's kind of like when Peter Mon does his videos and people say they're seeing in real time his evolution of, you see how somebody's growing and changing and how their interests change and grow. I have changed so much, and so much of me, of what's important to me and what I want to do and what I want to talk about and how I want to spend my days and my time. And our time, let me tell you, when I was sick, I didn't get out of bed for 7 days. So my friend Allie came over. You can go read the post. There's a community post, and I posted, hey guys, I'm back, but I'm really sick. And my friend Allie came over. Well, her husband went to CVS and got me COVID tests and dropped off COVID tests on the porch for me. And I didn't just test positive. I tested like a bright pink, blue pink line, like you are mega positive. And it, like every test was like positive. Somebody said, are you sure? I said, I don't know. Do you think I should take more than 4 tests? And so I was like really sick, but my husband kept threatening to take me to the hospital because I just didn't ever get out of bed and I couldn't eat. So the whole week I barely ate anything. I maybe ate like 50 to 100 calories a day. I lost a pound every day. Every day I would get up and weigh myself and I lost another pound. The one thing I did was drink like 2 or 3 of these every day. I drank so much water, it was ridiculous. And then when I did start eating, I went to like my Japanese clear broth that I'm obsessed with, and that's pretty much what I'm still eating now. It took 13 or 14 days after the onset of when I got sick for me to eat like an actual meal. And I wouldn't even call it a meal. I told my husband, I'm like, he wanted something on Saturday night, so we went and got pizza, and I had some pizza, and I had about 5 bites of a salad, and that's all I had, like that whole day. So, yeah, so many things changed with my appetite. Again, another video. It's really weird. It messed up my taste buds. I lost all my sense of taste. What's really odd is I didn't really lose my sense of smell as much as I lost my sense of taste for certain things. So everything that I tried, like, you know, everybody knows I always like Coke and I like coffee. Can you guys believe I don't drink? Okay, I'm going on like 3 weeks soon that I haven't, no, is it 2 weeks or 3 that I have not had coffee, and I don't want coffee. Did you just fall down? Not drinking coffee. What the hell? Who even am I? My husband was like freaked out, and everyone's like, oh, you'll drink coffee again. I go, no, I don't think so. I was weaning off of it anyways, honestly. I was weaning off of it for a long time. Like the only coffee I would have is like maybe 1 coffee in the morning. But what I realized when I started working out, and I'm pulling my driveway, so we're going to have to wrap this up in a minute. One of the things I realized was one of my big problems with my weight was drinking all those stupid lattes from Wawa, which I love, but they're like 600 and more calories. It's like more calories than I even eat in a day right now. It's stupid. The calories were insane. The calories in those coffees are so freaking high. And in all those lattes, look at how much thinner my arms are, although I still have flabby arm down here. Don't look at that. I got to get back to the gym with Allie. But my shoulders are skinnier. My face is definitely a lot thinner, which is nice because my little fat pockets right here are going away again. So that's good. I can tell you, like, so I've been tracking my weight loss since last July, and I really started trying to kind of lose weight last July to go to Paris, and my highest weight was 217 pounds. And I know I don't look like I weigh that much, but I used to bodybuild, and like I said, I have, like, if you look at like the size of my muscles, they're like, I'm huge. I mean, I have like really big muscles. You can kind of see the lines, but you could tell, like, I used to like do, like, if I do like the pose, like my chest goes, like I used to do mega bodybuilding, and I did endurance training. from 2016 to like 2019. I was endurance training. So muscle weighs so much more than fat. My friend Allie's like, there is no way you weigh that much. Like, I said, no, I was just under 200 pounds when we started, or right around 200 pounds when we started going to the gym. I think I was 202 or something like that. When I started going to the gym with Allie about a month ago, I think it was like around 202-ish. And she's like, there is no way you can weigh that much. You do not look like you weigh 202 pounds. I stepped on the scale and she's like, that can't be right. I go, it's right. I have huge muscles. So what's really crazy is like, I'm like a size 12 to 14. And now I'm wearing, look, I got a new dress and it's a large. It's not an XL, it's a large. I went down a size completely. So at my biggest, I was like a size 16 to 18. And then I went down to like a 14, 16. Now I'm down to like a 12 to 14. At my smallest, I was a 5 to 7. So I know that I can get back down to that again. But where I am at now, we'll land on this, and then you'll have to come back for my how my eating habits and my diet and everything is changing. So be careful what you wish for, because I was like, I kept saying, God, I wish I could just not want to eat. I wish I could just not want sweets and sugar and and lattes and Coke. Oh my God, Coke was like my nemesis forever. And I'm like, can I just not want Coke? Every day I tried to, my husband bought me those little tiny cans of Coke, they're like this big around, they're like this. And I would sip it and I would like go, and he'd be like, what? And I'm like, it tastes like straight up chemicals. Even a few days ago, I told him, I go, does this Coke taste okay? Like, what is wrong with this Coke? It tastes, and I said, did we get a bad batch? And he starts laughing. It's like, bad batch. I go, yeah, didn't you ever get a bad batch of like Coke or Pepsi or anything where you're like, this just doesn't taste right? Or it's old, or I don't know, something. And he's like, no, there's nothing wrong with it. It tastes like Coke. I'm like, this does not taste like I remember Coke tasting. I remember Coke tasting refreshing and sweet and delicious, and this tastes like chemicals, and I taste no sugar in it. I taste chemicals. So something in my taste buds, like COVID broke my taste buds, because now all I taste is chemicals and all I taste is bitterness. Like the part of my taste buds that register like sweetness, and it's like they disappeared. And it's like I'm like, be careful what you wish for. But what's really cool is it's completely broken like my sugar addiction and my snack addiction and pretty much my food addiction altogether, because nothing tastes good anymore. It's very little tastes good. I love my clear broth. I love my vegetable broth. I've been eating some protein bars because I have to eat something. I force myself to eat things though. Yesterday I had a whole bunch of corn. My whole meal yesterday was corn. That's all I ate was grilled corn. Tons of grilled corn. So we went grocery shopping yesterday and we bought all my foods that like now what I want to start eating. So the big announcement is I am going back to raw food, raw/whole food/ I would say 98% vegan. I may occasionally have eggs if my stomach can handle it, and I may occasionally have feta cheese. So basically what I'm doing is like a vegetarian version or a vegan version of the vegetarian vegan version of the Mediterranean diet, because that's all that's good to me. Like I will sit and eat right now. I can sit and eat like those I bought a whole bunch of those olives, the olive salads with the feta cheese and the olive oil. Like those are delicious. I can sit and eat a plate of olives. I mean, that's awesome. Any vegetables, raw vegetables I'm liking. Fruit. Yesterday, besides corn, I ate fruit all day. We bought peaches, raspberries, strawberries, blackberries. I got lemons and limes. I made iced tea. I love unsweetened iced tea, but I can't drink any Coke or anything like that anymore. So basically, yay, all bad stuff gone. And big announcement is that I am now down, if you haven't seen my Instagram and all my things, I am down 31 pounds from last July. So from when I was like way big, hi Bee. You want to say hi to everybody? Bee wants to say hi. Came back from the vet. Come here, the Bee. There she is. Hi Bee. Wiggle tongue. Hi. Oh, hey Bee. You need to go have lunch. You ready for lunch? The Bee had to go and get her urine and her blood checked again. While Mommy was away and sick, she had to be on Clavamox for 3 weeks for a kidney infection. It's weird. We don't know what's up with her kidneys. They're not like, I don't think they're failing. It's weird. We're trying to work it out. So the Bee finished her antibiotics last Thursday. Look.
No number available. Press Uconnect phone button and say text me you want to read or...
No, stop talking. I just got a text. That's okay. So where was I? Got distracted by the cuteness. Distracted by cuteness. Don't you just want to hug her and hold her with her little sloth arms? Sloth arms. Guess what? Renee's gonna be late, so I get to spend more time with you. Boop. So, yeah, I am down a size in my clothes. I'm back down to larges, which is so cool. And I got this dress on Amazon, guys. It was like a Prime Day thing. Maybe later on Instagram or on a community tab, I'll put a picture of me wearing it. Because now I'm so much less, I mean, I'm still self-conscious. I'm still like, oh my God, I'm still huge. But holy crap, when I weighed myself and I was below 190, I was like, it's the first time I've been below 190 in like a year and a half, 2 years-ish. I don't know. It's been a long freaking time and it felt so good. And now it's like I can see, now that I'm in the 180s, I'm kind of vacillating between like 186 and 188 right now. It depends on the water thing because I'm drinking so much. It's freaking ridiculous. And I could tell I'm like retaining some water, and I'm also I'm still not like super duper active because I just don't have the strength and the energy. So my husband told me Saturday, that he saw on the Facebook, which I am not on a lot. I have been a little bit lately just to stay in touch with my family because they're all on there. But I really don't do Facebook. I do Instagram. But one of his high school friends also got COVID. And he got it before I did. He had it as bad as me. Very similar kind of symptoms, very similar everything. And it took him an entire month to get back to normal. And I'm only like a week out of the first day I didn't feel like I was dying. So, yeah, I told my husband, I said, I really think it's probably going to be August before I feel 100% again. The thing that sucks the most is, like, when we got home, all I wanted to do was go to the gym. I wanted to groom dogs, go to the gym. I wanted to get home and just get right back into my routine. And I ended up getting home, seeing my dogs, going, yay, I'm home. And then,
number available.
oh my
Press
God, she needs to stop talking. You know what I need to, wait, can I do it? Let me see if I can do it. Okay, I put the silence thing on my phone. So I'm not in such a rush now because my client's going to be late, by the way. That's why I'm still sitting here talking. I was like, I got to go. I'm like, well, not now because she's running late, but that's all right. Where was I? Paris is always a good idea. Yeah, everybody keeps asking me about Dublin, and I'm like, I got to say, I feel kind of guilty. Because there are people, like I told my husband, there are people who would kill to go on that trip. I know there is. And I'm like, meh. That sounds terrible. But I'll do my trip review and you'll understand. I think it'll make more sense. But I didn't not love it. I made a comment to Adrienne on Instagram. She said, did you love it or how was it? And I said, well, it was so different than Paris in so many ways. Which is good, because you don't want every trip to like feel the same and be exactly the same, right? But it was so different. And my husband said it best. He goes, Paris was for you, Dublin was for me. And I agree with him. He went to Dublin in 2019. And he wanted me to go because he kind of wanted to share it with me, and he wanted to go back to a lot of places. And and my husband has family. Oh, not family he knows. He has probably like distant relatives in Ireland. But his mom like is straight up Irish. Like they are straight up Irish Catholic, like right from Ireland, you know. His mom isn't, but his grandparent, his mom's mom. And I don't know if his grandfather was too, but I think so. Anyway, so they're like straight up Irish. He's half Irish. So it's a thing for him. But for me, I guess I really liked it, but I didn't feel that like thing in my soul. Like when I went to Paris, I go, oh my God, I'm home. What's funny is I'm not even French that I know of. I might be somewhere, but I'm not even French that I know of. But Paris felt like home to me. It felt like going home. I cried when I stood on a bridge in the Seine and watched the sunset. I was crying because I was so happy. I cried from happiness in Paris at least 3 times. I was like, I can't believe I'm here. Like my whole life has been like, Paris has been in my heart for my whole life. So to be there, it was just, I don't know, the culture, everything about it is very me. Ireland didn't feel like that. It felt like I was visiting a cool place, but it didn't have the emotional hit that France did for me. That's not to say that Dublin and Ireland isn't amazing. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's beautiful. I love the people, okay? I met cool people in Paris. People were really nice. Ireland, I made new friends. I can say that was the best part about the Dublin trip. I would do it again just to go visit. I'm already thinking, when can I go back to Dublin? Not because I want to see Dublin again, but I want to see the people I met there. And again, when I do the trip review, I'll talk about those people, because I now have like 6 new friends on Instagram who we've already talked since I've been home. She's falling asleep on me. Do you want to lay in my lap, honey? She's like, no, I want to go in and eat my lunch, mommy. We've talked on Instagram and everything, and I can't wait to share all the stories with you guys in another video. But that's what made it special to me. What made it special was the people. Everything else, you know, it was cool. It was gorgeous. I mean, it's a beautiful country, and it's really interesting. And the best thing about it for me was the whiskey. There goes that. Do you guys remember? Oh my God, there's a goth guy with a hearse that lives up my road. He just drove the hearse down the road. Do you guys remember one of my vlogs before I left, there was a hearse going by? The guy just drove down the road, and now he's got a giant bat in the back window. I need to find out who that guy is. One day he'll drive by and I'll just jump in the Jeep and I'll go follow him home like a creeper. I'll be like, you're the first weirdo on my road next to me. I need to meet you. There's a goth guy on our road with a hearse. Oh my God, that's so cool. Anyway, no, but when I got home, it was a lot different than Paris. Paris, I actually cried the night before we had to go. I bawled my eyes out and I said, I don't want to leave. I don't want to go back. I don't want to leave. I want to stay here. When we were in Dublin, I was like, we were out of the hotel and sitting in the airport for hours. I'm like, I just want to go the fuck home. I want to be home. But I also wasn't feeling well. So I don't know. Now here's what I think. I think if I went to Ireland, because I do want to do this, I want to go back to Ireland and I want to go see some distilleries. There's one called Middleton that I really want to go to. I want to go to Middleton, and I possibly want to do like a whiskey class there. Or I'd like to do like, you know, something. I'd like to go stay in Middleton and do some studying of Irish whiskey type. I got you, baby. I got you. I just took her harness off because we're just sitting in the driveway. I'd like to go there and go to the distillery, and for many reasons, this particular one. And, but what I'd really love to do is I would love to hike the Wild Atlantic Way, which is along the Atlantic coast. That's where the cliffs Moher, the cliffs are that I went to. And there's some really great pictures on my Instagram. I could go, what I would love to do is just go to that coast and just start on the one end and just hike and bike and travel all the way up to the north of Ireland and then come all the way back down. See, now that I would be like, I don't want to go home. When we were on the Atlantic side and with all the rocks and the spooky sky and the clouds, and they said it's hardly ever sunny here, and it's very like spooky, those low, dark, creepy, cranky looking clouds, I was like, I could live here. And they were saying, the bus driver on the tour was saying, it's really hard living here because it's so brutal. You know, it's windy, it's cold, it's not really sunny for most of the year. There are beautiful days. The day we went there, of course we went there, it's freaking sunny as hell. And I'm like, come on, spookiness. But the next day it rained. I was actually really glad because I guess they said that it's really hit or miss when you do the tour to the cliffs. If it's rainy or foggy, you can't even see the cliffs. It obscures the cliffs and all you see is like the top of them and you're like, wah, wah. So we went and they said, oh my God, you guys got the perfect day. The day after we went, it rained. So lucky me, I picked like exactly the right day to go. So that was cool. But the bus driver is talking about how hard like living on the Wild Atlantic Way is. And I'm like, dude, I could live here. I could totally live here. I'd be that weirdo with the walking sticks, like out hiking in the mist. Keep off the moors. I mean, that would be me, you know, with like the woolen hat and the big sweater and everything and hiking with the big boots. That would be me every day of my life until I died. I could be happy doing that. That would be cool. But like, I think it's more like, I'm not a city person. Paris, I loved. I was like, I'm a city person if I'm in Paris. Everywhere else, not so much. We'll see what happens when I go to like Berlin and when I go to Munich and Berlin and how I like those cities. But for the most part, I'm not a city person. I love being out in nature. Now, there's a place in Dublin we didn't get to go that I do want to go back to called Phoenix Park. And I learned that is the largest enclosed park in any city in Europe. It is twice the size of Central Park in New York City. And they have a zoo and all this stuff. But right when you go in, you can rent bikes and just ride all over this park. And you go in there and it feels like you're here. I mean, it feels like you're out in the middle of nowhere. I love it. Now, I kind of, looking back, I wish we could have taken like a day or two and just had one day to just walk all over that park and another day to bike all over that park. But, you know, we were trying to do all the touristy, to see as many things as we could and whatever. And the whole trip, it was really cool. I mean, there were some downsides. There were some things that were like, not really though. I mean, there was only one disappointing thing, and that happened at the concert. And again, when I do my review, I'll talk about that. But other than that, I'm just sitting here playing with Bun's hair. Whoop. Other than that, I mean, it was a great trip, and I'm so lucky I got to go on it and experience that, because I know people can't even do that. So I kind of feel guilty, like saying, you know, am I glad I went? Yeah. Do I regret it? No. Do I regret getting sick? Yes. Do I regret that I didn't remember to pack a mask with me? Absolutely. What did I learn? That everywhere I travel from now on, I am wearing a mask. I don't care if people look at me weird. That was the worst sickness. That was the sickest I've been in. Like, I don't think I've ever been that sick, honestly. Like, not like that. Not where I couldn't eat. The only good thing was I wasn't like pukey. But I had no appetite. But I was never nauseated. I was never, but I was like super duper, like the vertigo and the dizziness was horrible. I had no strength. I had no energy. All I could do is get up and go pee and walk to the bathroom, and that was about it. I would walk to my kitchen. I would be like leaning on the counter, like I need to go lay down. I would stand at the kitchen counter for about 2 minutes and the whole room would start spinning. And then I'd have to go lay down again. So it stole all of my energy and my taste and everything. And it was horrible. And do not recommend. 0 out of 10 stars. Do not recommend. Do not get the COVID strain that is going around now. And I will not tell anyone what to do. But for one thing, I had 5 vaccinations, you guys. Doesn't fucking matter. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. I actually asked about the COVID vaccination, and my pharmacist guy said, don't get it yet, because it's not going to treat the one that's going around. That's the next strain that's coming out. He goes, you have all of the vaccines for everything that's going around. You should, and my recent one, my last one that I had like last fall or something, he's like, or like late last year, he's like, you have everything that covers everything, really. And he said, you know, if you get it, you're just doubling up on one you already have, which there's really no point to because you just had it. He said, and they won't have a new vaccine to treat any new strains out until this fall. So of course I didn't get it, and then I got like ridiculously sick. So I don't care if you've had 5 or 10 vaccines. This freaking strain that's going around is evil, and I am firmly convinced that it is a chemical weapon that someone created in a lab, because it did not feel like a normal bug. I'm a person who catches every cold and flu in the world. I literally was laying in bed some days going, did someone poison my food in Ireland? Like, I felt like someone poisoned me. That's how my whole body felt. My whole body was like rejecting. It was fighting like a toxin. It wasn't fighting a bug. It felt like I had like a toxin or a poison in my body. And I have not felt like that since I had the very first strain of COVID back in February of 2020, before anyone even knew what it was, and there wasn't even a test yet. And I had it really bad. And then I had like long term, I was sick all through 2020, and I developed asthma from having COVID. Nobody in my family had asthma. It was never a thing in my family. I am the first one, thanks to that stupid virus. So I hate it. And I don't know, personally, I'm going to be all like conspiratorial. I think it was created in a lab because I have a lifetime of cold and flus. I don't know why. I'm very susceptible to like colds and flus all the time. Well, when I was a little kid, I had it like literally every week. I was out of school sick. I swear to God, I caught everything. I wish my mom was still alive to tell stories of this, because like I was like the sickest kid in the school. I caught everything. Never in my life have I felt anything like what this COVID crap feels like. But yeah, this one that's going around now, don't play with it. Don't mess around with it. Me personally, I don't care if I look like a weirdo anyway, but now I don't really have to worry, because now I'm going to be immune to this goddamn thing, because I had it so bad, and I'm clear of it now. I don't have it now, but I'll have the immunity to it, which is kind of nice. But am I going to be like living in a freaking mask again anytime I leave my house? Probably. The bad thing that this did was it really kicked in like my germophobia and my fear of travel and my OCD again. But I'm going to have to talk about that in another video, because it's getting long and I have to go because I have to work today. I have a client coming in about an hour or so. But yeah, it really, I actually feel like I felt like I didn't need a doctor. I needed a therapist, because I was so angry when I was sick and I could not let it go. I'm not as angry because I lost weight and it changed my taste buds, and it kind of is like I'm getting benefits from it, but I'm pissed that it made me afraid to travel again. I told my husband, I go, we're not going anywhere. And he was like, yeah, I kind of agree. And I'm like, oh, thank God. I was so worried that he was going to be disappointed. I'm like, I can't get on a plane anytime soon. I can't do that again for a while. I need to get over this, because it was such a bad experience getting sick like that it kind of ruined. What I'm angry about is that whoever went out and was sick and was passing this around, they ruined my vacation, like my memories of my vacation. I think all my memories of that vacation are tainted by me coming home and not being able to get out of bed for a week. I had to reschedule all my clients. Now I'm booked I have 7 days booked solid, because now I have to make up for all the people who I couldn't get in when I was sick. And I'm just hoping that I don't overdo it. But I spaced everybody out, so don't worry. I'm being very careful. And I told my husband what I'm doing is, sadly for the next 8 days, all I can do is take care of my animals and groom dogs and rest. And that's it. I can't really do anything else. If I can record, I'll record. But I need to just be able to get my dogs done that I need to do. And then if I have energy left over for anything else, I will. But I'm going to force myself to rest a lot. Otherwise, 4 days into grooming dogs, I'm going to fall apart and have a relapse. So, and I know, I can tell already, because I did a lot of stuff on like Thursday and Friday last week. Those were the first days I was feeling better. Saturday, I couldn't get off the couch. I was on the couch all day. I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. I have no energy. I can't do anything. If you're wondering, yes, my husband got it too, but he got a very, very, very super mild case. And he was like, he never was laid up. He just felt kind of drained, but he was never laid up like I was. He was just drained and kind of like, his taste was a little off, but he had a minuscule little fraction of what I had. So it worked out well because he was able to take care of all the pets and the animals. Okay, I'm going to go text my client and I'm going to go in, but thanks for watching. I don't know if I left anything out, but yeah, I probably would be on here saying Ireland was great. It was the greatest trip. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Paris was definitely my favorite, but Ireland was awesome. But I think me getting sick it kind of ruined my whole take on the whole trip, which is sad, honestly, and curse whoever got me sick, and you owe me a lot of money for ruining my trip. No, I mean, at least I oh my God, I was trying to be so positive too. I was like, well, at least I didn't get sick the first couple days, right? I got to enjoy everything, and I didn't get sick and laid up in bed until I got home. So, but yeah, the timeline and talking to people who were at the concert, who I stayed in touch with, like, it was definitely someone that Sunday night at the concert who got me sick. By Wednesday morning, I was full on, couldn't get out of bed. So I know that's where I got sick. And don't bitch at me and say, you went on a plane. Well, A, I had to get home, and B, I wore a mask constantly, like even in the cab, because I didn't want to get the taxi driver sick. So shut up. That's all I could do. I mean, I had to get home. And plus, at the time, I didn't even know I was sick. I thought I maybe had a bug, but I felt okay. I thought I had like heat exhaustion, which I think I did have some of that too, which probably knocked down my immunity and made me get it really bad, because I know I was like heat exhausted, and I hadn't been eating a lot, and had drank a lot of water, but I know I was like dehydrated. My electrolytes were off, and it just was like the perfect storm, honestly. The perfect storm of putting me in bed. And you know, I used to travel, when I traveled back and forth to Michigan, I said every time I go somewhere, I get sick. And it always happened. Every time I go somewhere, I get sick. Every time I go somewhere, I get sick. Paris, luckily I didn't, and I was really happy. I got home and I was great. But this time, it was the worst ever, and I really can't say that I want to travel anytime soon. The travel we're going to do is going to be getting the tent on the Jeep. We're looking at budgeting and financing and how long it takes to get it, so we can get the Jeep tent. It's not Amazon. It's not going to be here overnight. It could take weeks to a month for all I know. But we're going to pack up the dogs, and we're going to drive to like upstate New York, to the Catskills, Adirondacks, things like that, Finger Lakes, and we're going to go camp. And that way I'm not around people, and I don't have to be on a plane. I am going to Michigan several times in the next few months, but I'm driving, so I'm not worried about that. And I guess that's it for now, but thanks for watching, and I guess I will see you guys maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'll have to see what's going on. I'm going to be working every day, so I will do what I can do. But I have my entire dining room table is all stuff that I have to do videos on. It's all my stuff from Ireland that I haven't put away, because I want you guys to see it. I want to give away from Vampire Freak, so I want to share that. I got a gift from NiteMare Cosmetics, and I do want to... Oh my God, this deer's crossing the road. This deer's crossing the road. She's going so slow. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, she's across the road. She almost looks like she's limping a little bit. I'm going to go save this deer. Okay, I love you guys. I missed you. New skinny me. We're entering my my skinny. I was in my villain era. Now I'm in my skinny villain era. I'm still a chonk. I am in my getting to my skinny villain era. So we're getting there. But I am very, very happy that I got to spend that time with my husband and be on the trip. And it was fun to see him have a good time. And it's cool because we have such a good relationship. He was like, I know this trip wasn't totally you. Paris was so much more you, and this was more me. And I told him, I said, no, I loved the people I met. And I loved the whiskey exchange, or the whiskey reserve. I keep saying the exchange. The whiskey reserve was my favorite thing. If I could relive one day/night, we spent 3 to 4 hours at the whiskey reserve just tasting whiskeys and hanging out with a couple that we met that's from Texas, and now they live in Ireland. But he's working there. He's gonna have to come back to the United States, unfortunately. He's like, ugh. But I told him, I'm like, oh my God, when you get back to the US, we're gonna get together, and if we can get back to Dublin before they come back, we're gonna meet up with them again. And I have a really cool picture of all of us together. We hit it off so hard, it was like scary. It's like they were a couple, I could see us like just, if we lived near each other, we'd be calling each other like, going, let's go to this vineyard, let's go out here, let's go have dinner. Gerardo and Judith, coolest people. Oh my God, I loved them. And they are from the extreme south of Texas, like border area Texas. And now they're in Dublin, and they are just such cool people. Amazing. And Gerardo is a guitar player, so we totally hit it off. I actually was watching his Instagram, and he has a bunch of videos of him playing guitar. He's awesome. Someday, hopefully, we can get together, and I can play bass, and he can play guitar. It'd be fun. But yeah, that's why I want to go back, is to see them. And I want to go see Nico, who lives south of Dublin, who I talk to almost every day on Instagram now. She's awesome. If she ever wants to come here, I told her I have a guest room. I will be her tour guide. We'll pick her up from Newark, and she can come see the U.S. She just got to get her butt here, which is not the cheap. That's expensive. So, that sucks. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm grateful for like everything. I'm mostly grateful to be home. I love the trip, but this was the first time, like in Paris, I was crying because I didn't want to go home. This time I was crying because I did want to go home. I actually was like crying in bed, like 2 nights before we went home. I was like crying going, I want to go home. I miss the dogs. And I didn't realize how much I relied on Casper at that point until I couldn't stand being away from him anymore. All the loss of losing Dude just hit me like a ton of bricks when I was there, and I didn't have Casper with me. And I didn't realize what emotional support these guys are. So speaking of emotional support, dog, I'm going to feed mine. Say, bye everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Blah, blah, blah. Comment below. Blah, blah, blah. Don't get sick. Not going to tell you what to do, but for the love of God, if you don't mind wearing a mask, wear a freaking mask and get a vaccine. Don't get the vaccine now until they update it. I mean, I'm not saying don't get a vaccine, but what I was told is that, like this new strain that's going around, it is freaking brutal. To me, it is the worst one since 2020 when it first started. It is freaking brutal. You don't want to catch it. And it was terrible. I mean, if I say something's terrible, you guys know I'm crazy, blah, 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 blah. I told my friend Allison, I said, when have you ever known me in like over a decade to be laid up in bed for 7 days and not be able to move? Like never. The last time was when I had my hysterectomy and I had surgery, and I was down for like months recovering from surgery. But yeah, it was bad. Don't get it. Stay well, stay healthy. Don't get sick. There's a surge going around out there with everyone traveling for the summer. So just be aware. This is just a PSA, but I know there's people who are like, I don't know. Everybody has an opinion on it. I'm just thinking, as somebody who just had it, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to go to the gym again and have the strength and the energy, I'm going to try to go this weekend. I'm not rushing it. If I go this week, I'll just go do some really easy stuff. But yeah, I'm not pushing it. I'm listening to my body. I'm taking it easy. In the meantime, I'm still losing a lot of weight just because I changed my diet drastically. So tons of videos coming up when I have time. Don't be knocking on my door going, where's all those videos? Because I'm working. I have to catch up on all the work that I missed while I was sick. But after that, I am free and clear for quite a while, for most of the end of July and most of August. I have a lot of free time, and I'm also hopefully going to be traveling in the Jeep, going camping and doing things. So I'm really looking forward to like travel vlogs, but like travel here. Safe travel with just me and my dogs and my hubby. So love you guys. See you later. Bye. Say bye, Bun. Bye, iconic Bun. Bye. Let's go eat lunch.